Welcome to the scrap shack. Today we stopped at a garage sale. There was a box, so I picked it up. I want to get it processed and get the box into the recycle bin. I didn't want to take it into the house because it smells bad. Free, take all, don't mind if I do. So this is what we have. Some of it is just, you know, like the cable that goes in the mixed tin. Not sure what this is. Oh, gosh. Okay. So I'm just going to go through and get this taken care of. All right. That's what's left of the box. Some garbage and recycling of the box. This will be just mixed tin in there. There was a microphone in there. And then a bunch of coax cable and some other stuff. And this will be my low grade wire. And there was one piece of Bear Bright, some gold pins, and some brass. I've been doing a little bit of scrapping today. I had a little pile of wire right here, and I now have a bin of stiff wire, but too small to strip. I've got a small pile that I'm going to strip, and then I've got a few wads in there that I have already stripped. So that's a good way to feel better. Do you feel better, Delta? Oh, it fell off. I got it. Okay. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, beautiful. Chunk of Bear Bright. And a beautiful puppy. Thought I accidentally got something that didn't belong in there. Oh, well, maybe like that should probably go in my number 2 bucket because it's not exactly Bear Bright. Added a nice chunk to my Bear Bright, or barrel, I guess. Bear Bright barrel. Reminds me of the Bernstein Bee book. Bear Bright barrel. Okay, what shall we do next? Look at that. Ah, a bucket with Bear Bright already in it. Let's add that to our barrel, our Bear Bright barrel. I don't know where this came from. Obviously, I was already tearing something apart. Doing our Bear Bright. Put this in our number 2 copper tubing. Some switches with some brass and stuff. We'll put it, there's some more brass. Okay, we'll play with this bucket. There's a bunch of little pieces of brass and number 2 copper in here. This itself is, let's scrape it and find out. When I get to working, I get to making a mess. There's my scraper. That's right, I need to put my tools away. Yeah, that's aluminum. Okay, well, let's go get these bits and pieces out of here, and then I'll add this to my sheet aluminum. Grabbed another bucket to go through. So this should be easy to pull apart and get some brass and copper out of. So I'm gonna wait on this one unless I can prop it open easily. I don't have a vise out here, so same with these, I'm gonna just set them aside. Look at this hunk of brass, and there are some screws right there. Brass or copper. I don't know, red brass, yellow brass, or copper brass. Also not sure about that. Okay, so we got some dirty stuff there. I'll have to scrape that and see what it is. And then I've got some red and yellow brass in there, and some nickel coated brass in there. So let's do a little bit of cleaning up. Okay, that is very red, heavy. I like it. We will put it with our red brass. Okay, I'm going to tell you about a new thrift store in my area. It's called Fitty Thrift. And in there you buy a membership. And this membership is $149 for a year. And then everything you purchase in there is 50 cents. So last week I went in there and I bought a computer for 50 cents along with some other stuff, and broke it down, and there were 4 memory cards in there. There was a motherboard in there. I think it was just a small socket motherboard. And of course a hard drive board and all that. So anyway, more than 50 cents worth of stuff out of the 50-cent computer. Normally I wouldn't, you know, pay for computers because I still have this stack of computers and some more computers and servers out in the shed shack. But it was just kind of an experiment to see if I could get my $149 worth. And so I've already, before they even opened and before I even got the membership, while they were getting set up, they let you just go in there, and I got pieces of furniture for 50 cents. I got all sorts of things, you know, of course, for 50 cents. Anyway, the last trip I went, I got this Sony, a little baby Sony DVD player. And it came with the power cord and the other hookups and DVD remote. So I'm going to look all this up. I'm also going to test it and see if it works and see how much I can get for it. If I can't get anything for it, then I will scrap it. But it looks like it is in too good of condition to scrap. Like, it doesn't look like it was used. The sticker is still on it. It's tiny. Look, 9-inch. Let's see what we can find on eBay. I plugged it in and the power light came on, so that's a good sign. And the open works. Let's close it. Let's go get a disc. You can turn it. Okay. I found a power button on the side. Okay. Let's turn it on. Look, the little green light went on. Okay. Ah! DVD player came on. Loading. Look at that. It works beautifully. It's a Freepile pool salt. I don't need pool salt. I don't need dirty cushions, but oh, these are all plastic even. Oops. I will take the two nicer. Okay, well, 2 freebies we can use. Okay, I had a couple good days. This is a shout out to the women of scrap metal. Because no guy of scrap metal will have a day like this, or like yesterday. Started out with a mammogram in the morning. Then I went to an estate sale and picked up ice for my scrap shack. Then I went for a walk with my dog, and of course got pockets full of scrap. Some of it looks like it might even be brass, aluminum. I went and got a mani-pedi, because today my son is getting married. My youngest son, my baby. Very excited. So we had a fabulous day yesterday. The weather, for the most part, held out for the wedding. So we had a beautiful outdoor wedding surrounded by hostas and rhododendrons and lilacs, and it was just beautiful. And very heartfelt vows, and just, yeah, a beautiful wedding. And then it just sprinkled on us a tiny little bit after the ceremony was all done, so that was all good. And then a very nice reception at another park, beautiful park in our area. So after that, well, I came home exhausted and went to bed. But this morning I woke up all raring to go. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to check out a couple Freepiles. One of the Freepiles is at our local mall. They've been getting rid of a lot of fixtures, and a lot of them are metal fixtures. But this time there's a couple of clothing racks. I would like to grab one so that I can better hang my items to take photos for resell, photos for eBay, also to use when we have a yard sale at the end of the season to get rid of the stuff that didn't sell on eBay. And then there is another huge Freepile that I want to go check out. They posted it yesterday evening, so it might be pretty well picked over. Then, ever so often, this person, this business, I don't know if they buy estates, or if they run estate sales, or if they just buy storage units, but every few months they open up their warehouse and everything is free. I only went once several years ago, and at the time I wasn't doing resale. I was just grabbing anything that had a cord or a motor, and I just pretty much scrapped everything that I found there. So this time I'm going to go with an eye for both resell and recycle. So we will see how it goes today. Right, stop number 1, the JCPenney's Mall. Izod clothing racks. Ooh, very heavy and very metal. I think I'm just gonna take one if I can get it to fit in my car. Stop number 1 was a bust because of my lack of preparation. So I either should have brought the flatbed truck or tools, because all I would have needed was a wrench to get the bolts out, so I could have broken it down and fit it into my car, but it was too big to fit in my car. I'm sure the security people watched the video of me struggling with the stupid thing, trying to get it in my car. We'll have a good laugh. Okay, so I don't know, can you see? So I got, I think it told me to turn right. So that one was a way more successful stop. There were a lot of people there, so I didn't want to film anything. The scrapper in me wanted to take snips, which I did not bring, and cut all the cords, because there were like half a dozen waffle makers, little appliances like that. I got quite a bit of metal. I didn't even take my magnet with me, which is right on my key. Oh, actually, I did have it. I just had it in my pocket and didn't think about it. I know I got some aluminum. I know I got some stainless steel. I got this big thing, and it's probably steel, but it was pretty light, so it's either helium steel, as Scrap and Pallet Man says, or it might be aluminum. Parts of it might be aluminum anyway. And then I got a bunch of stuff that I will be able to resell. There were a whole bunch of Build-A-Bear outfits, and I know that some of those can be extremely valuable. Well, not extremely valuable, but valuable. I'll look all those up and see what I can get for those. And yeah, so that was pretty good. I also got like some Wilson Kids shin guards, and they still were in the package, new in the package. I think I can sell those. I can't remember. I got 3 boxes of stuff and then just some random metal stuff. So I'm looking forward to going through it more carefully and finding out what kind. Oh, I even found a few things that might be brass, so that was exciting. Didn't see anything that looked like copper though, except cords. I did grab a handful of random cords that weren't attached to anything, and there weren't appliances near them, so I grabbed those. So that would be my copper. Okay, the free place on Trent was pretty intense. Bad idea to bring a wagon. There was no room for a wagon, so I just set it aside. I went ahead and just focused on metal at first, because yeah, there's crazy insane people. So I got a small pile. Got a couple pairs of the cheap gloves, but I got them for free. I got one thing that was in a package, so that might be sellable. And then mostly it was just like metal tool type stuff. I don't know if these are like welding rods. My husband has a couple different kinds of welding things, and I don't know if that's something he can use. If not, I will just recycle it or try to sell it. Oh, so this is one cool thing I found. A blow up Kansas City Royals bat, and it was blown up, and so it does hold air. It is, you know, discolored, but it's pretty cool. I think that will, it's vintage, 1988. So that's probably sellable. So now it's time to load up and then go have a Bloody Mary. Okay, disappointment number 1. Check. So that is all just helium steel. All right, I'm back in the scrap shack. I brought in a few things that I had in my car that I got today, and that I had previously in a pile that my husband made, and I've been going through it. So it's this Sunday, the day after the wedding. We were both tired, but we've got just some tidying up to do. So I'm gonna spend time tidying up or working on scrapping things in my scrap shack. But this is just from the pile scrap, and I just love that beautiful copper. I wanted to share that. I think this is from a doorbell, so I just wanted to get those copper spools out. Welcome to Steel City. I don't know what that came off of, but I like it. That's what I have left. I don't have a scale out here to weigh it. I've got a couple of these, I think they were phone boxes that came off of my mother-in-law's house when, yeah, US West, when they sided the house. I know that there's some wire on it. I'm gonna pull off this cover and see if there's a board inside there. Let's see what I can find. I don't know if this will show up, but I think these are brass screws. The little thing on the sides, like there's little washers, look brass. The bottom looks brass. The top looks like it might be like nickel coated. But there are 2, 4, 6, 8 little brass screws. Look at all that brass. Pulled the top off. Brass and wires. Okay, out of that, I got a nice little pile of red brass, a pile of yellow brass, a 1, 2, 3 pieces of wire that I will turn into Bear Bright. I've got these left over. There's my new vise that I just got at the estate sale. Once I get it attached to my table, or I might attach it to that thing over there. Anyway, once that is done, maybe I will attach these to the vise and see if I can get those off so that I have another 4 chunks of brass. I still have this little bit of wire to clean up, and there's a piece of brass under there, and I did add a little more wire to that bucket, and I added a little more to my nickel coated brass bucket. That was pretty nice. That's more than I expected out of this plastic thing. So let's do the second one. Attached to that clump of wires was a piece of aluminum and a piece of copper foil and another chunk of aluminum. I can't get that screw out, but